since he was so awesome at this, the guard won't even bother to question Margaret if Margaret goes in too. I mean, that's it's better than pass. If it was passable, the guard would be like, "Well, all right, I guess," or "Good." The guard's like, "Okay, I guess so." Oh, wait, excuse me, not you. But it was awesome, and the guard's like, "Oh, well, if you're with him, sure, right." So
okay. I don't need to.
Nothing.
Roll
Nothing. We just coast in on the breeze, following Albert. Right, exactly. So okay.
Isn't Albert suspicious why he's being followed?
All I have to say is that Albert is walking into the office like he owns the world and at least anything in it. So, I don't think Albert is currently scanning the room for, anything. So, before we go to that interaction, I want to know more about Nyan Su and about Claire and about Nadia, just so we know where everybody is going. So we have little zones of activity. The elevators down to the lower level are currently either locked down, or probably not locked down, but they are guarded. But again, the security staff right now is, especially as Brackenberry leaves, a bunch of people, confirm with Deerfield, should I stay? And Deerfield says, no, I think the interior is secure. Leave 2 people, and the rest go out there and protect him. I don't care what he says, So, so yes, the interior is very, very lightly patrolled at this time. So that lets us ask what Claire is doing, what Nyan Su is doing, and what Nadia is doing.
Okay, given that Claire heard that Danny is probably busy and has no time and will just get angry, and that's something she definitely doesn't want, she's going to try to make it to the dining room or cafeteria or whatever you call it. But given the fact that that's on the other end of the building, she's probably going to try to find somebody to accompany for a cup of coffee. So
if that's on, is that on the way?
Wait, I'm both trying to make myself as invisible as possible and to convince somebody that the cup of coffee is precisely what you need and you can't really do your job. What do you want me to roll?
Well, I think that we need a little better concept of somebody. Getting over to the other side really isn't that hard. I mean, the building is...
As far as I'm concerned, Mark is still running around here. And
I see. Right. You don't know about that, do you? Yes. Right.
I don't know nothing about him. And as long as that's the case, every move in this building for me is difficult.
Got it. Okay. Well, the people that you will come into contact with, if you go out of this room, not through the same door, you'll go past the bathrooms. They're exciting. And then you would have to actually go across. Yeah, actually going across where it's marked 3 is probably where you would encounter. You could talk to the other. You could probably talk to. Right, guard of night. Okay, so Rostansky isn't there. Boy, I wish we had a better idea of just what it was like in this place with people walking around and things like that. Okay, so if we go and we look at 15, that's the director's office. No problem, actually. You will see a worried woman at the door of Brackenberry's office. She is younger than you. She's only in her early 20s. You only know of her vaguely as an administrative person in ICES. And she says, she sees you and says, have you seen my father? He's not going out there, is he?
Your father?
Oh, hi. Yes, I know who you are, but you don't know me. You're Claire. I'm sorry. I'm being rude. I'm Danielle. Danielle Dawson. She stumbles over his first name. She goes, I'm Mr. Brackenberry's daughter.
Oh.
I work here too.
Okay. No, he is going out there.
Oh no.
But
She's.
don't you worry too much.
Do you want to try to convince her? She's a good mark, and she's the right person for the map. So I looked at the rooms on the map, and she's the one next up. So there you are.
You know what? I need a cup of coffee or tea. I don't know about you, but it may calm you down to be with somebody. You wanna accompany me?
Okay. If all you need is a passable, just do a charm with a persuade or any reasonable other skill that you like, and it should work. She really wants somebody to talk to, apparently.
That's incredible.
Well, we now see how Claire made her living before she went to prison. As it's almost like shocking. I think if we were watching this, we've seen her as this surly convict who's like not taking any shit from anybody ever, right? And then all of a sudden, she's just like the most trustworthy stranger you've ever met. The person who says, "Here, can I hold your bag?" at the bus station. The person who's like, you might just be the right person to help me with my problem. I'm so glad I met you, right? And and perfect timing. And Danielle is swept off to the cafeteria in a haze of good fellowship.
Quite literally, because I'm probably going to take my arm around her shoulder and try to comfort her.
Right.
Wait.
Excellent. Well, she's saying, fortunately, we're safe here. I mean, that's, and so I don't know why I'm so worried. Just a bunch of deluded, friendly people, I guess. So, all right, off you go for your beverage. In the meantime, Nyansu, I suppose, or anybody? You are in the communications room, is that correct?
Yeah.
And you are making your call.
Yeah. And I think there's probably like a mysterious procedure with connection points.
Right.
So I'm
absolutely. Yeah, you're like clicking things that usually aren't clicked. Right.
Yeah, and I have to tell someone at her office that I'm calling so she can call me back at the similar, because she's not supposed to know that I'm here.
Right.
So I'm like kind of checking around so there's not like millions of ISIS stickers on
That's
the wall.
right. You may actually have to like put something over the ISIS logo, because of course they have it set up so that when you do have the call, the big ISIS sign is right there behind your head on the wall, so you look awesome, and you're kind of like, oh, we're just going to cover that up with something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I when the call connects, I kind of suspect her to have done the same.
Right.
On her side.
Right.
She's probably somewhere, and she's like
somewhere very somewhere that should stay anonymous. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. So that's no problem. The only thing, I'm not sure if I'm really going to require much from you, but it does seem to me that some kind of role might be required. I don't mean to be a jerk about it. Can you think of anything that seems?
we can wait with that before you know what I'm going to say to her.
Okay. Well, it's just that mechanical communications does seem appropriate. The communication skill under mechanical.
Yeah, I'm going there. Is that if the
let's
call
just
is going through.
let's just say that that's going to affect an aspect of the call. I'm
Okay,
curious about that roll.
mechanical.
You can make your connection, and then we'll have you do
I
that
have
roll.
surveillance, but I don't have any other thing in the mechanical.
Well, you're not really doing the mechanics. Surveillance is good. That's more of a. I think surveillance might actually be better. So,
Yeah.
okay.
I thought so. All right, I'm rolling surveillance now, and that's 7 dice.
Ooh,
Yeah. And it's not that fantastic.
this is
It's
terrible.
Actually, no, it's not a terrible, but it's 4. But it's poor.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay. We'll keep that in mind.
I'm
that's a
probably
shame.
being a bit sloppy about that.
Right.
Actually.
Right. We will keep that in mind. So you connect, and
Yeah.
you gave me her name in the chat. What was it?
Lee.
Okay. So Lee is a very bureaucratic looking Chinese woman about your age. She appears to you in what it seems to be a very boring office room environment, and so she she greets you in Chinese and is happy to see you. She says,
And I of course talk to Chinese to her. That would be like awkward not to do that with her. Yeah, and I start by like being like polite and being like say, oh, how are you, and all those like phrases. Then I kind of draw my breath for and pause, and then I've been going through a couple of like really intense things, and I've decided that I have to break up with you.
oh my God.
Um,
To say goodbye. It's time for us to say goodbye. Something like that.
Yeah. I'm probably being not. I haven't done this before, so I with anyone in this way, and so yeah. I'm, and it's not because I don't like you, and it's not because it's because
she's shocked. She's just shocked. Her face is just like, what?
You haven't done anything wrong. There has been changes in my feelings that I cannot describe even to myself. I have become a new person in a way that I'm not.
I hate to be such a terrible person in saying this, but I feel like she would say something like, you sound like an American all of a sudden, talking all about, finding your new self and your new look and your feelings have changed. And what is this crap? You sound like an American soap opera.
Yeah, I understand. And I understand that it sounds like that, but I guess it was, if it was that simple, I would be happy, but it's not. I've experienced things that kind of changed my perception on who I am and what I'm doing, and in that that new context, I can see that you and I we will probably meet further on my journey towards wherever I'm going.
Suddenly her whole expression changed. She was very feeling and very, trying to reach you emotionally. When you use those phrases, this look of realization shows on her face. And she gets very ice cold all of a sudden. Let's wait on a couple of rolls. I want to know what's going on with Nadia right now.
I want to disobey my orders and go to the archives on the down floor.
Aha. And the relaxed security is perfect. You don't even have to roll. You can go straight there, down the elevator, down into the archive area where Zoe Slattenhorn is there.
No.
And you will recognize Zoe. She is the young woman who had been in both of the previous meetings, if you remember her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do.